Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am once again building something Christmas themed because it is getting closer to the day. Last year I made a wreath using some scrap materials, various sizes of EVA, cut them into strips, and then like cut out some gingerbread men that I designed. And I thought, why not do another what can I do with scrap build? And as I was looking at my Christmas tree that my wife put up, I thought maybe I could make some ornaments out of scrap. It's something that should be fairly simple. I can do them flat and just paint on whatever designs I want and then put a little backing on it and call it a day. So today we are making some iconic ornaments from some of my favorite Christmas movies. Let's get to building. As you can probably imagine, I have tons of scrap material from all these things I build here on the channel. It gets stored in a huge bin that I eventually get around to using ever so often, and I thought, why not make one of those builds today? I went onto a Google search and looked up some of my favorite Christmas movies and TV specials. These are just a few of them. I was able to fit in Mickey's A Christmas Carol, Frosty the Snowman, Nightmare Before Christmas, A Christmas Story, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Die Hard, Mr. Hanky from South Park, and Robot Santa from Futurama. I printed them all to around 4 or 5 inches tall and used them as my templates. Apparently my printer gave up on me and spat up whatever color it felt like making for the day. It's not that it was out of ink, it's just I have to clean the ink heads ever so often, so yeah. I cut out my images, some with extra borders, and traced them onto the foam to cut out with my hobby knife. For the most part, I stuck to characters, but I could not help but make the the prestigious award from A Christmas Story. It's just so iconic. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite holiday movie is. My family watches A Christmas Story and Nightmare Before Christmas every year. You could definitely layer these things up or sculpt them to make them a little more detailed, but I'm trying to keep things simple. Already to the 2 coats of Plasti Dip? Man, this is going fast. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a matte spray paint too. You could draw all these by hand, and it's something that I could definitely do. I feel like I'm capable of drawing little characters, but I need to speed things up just a little bit. I've been busy trying to get my house back to normal after massive construction and had less than a day to complete this build. I'm gonna use some carbon paper to trace the images onto my foam, trace paper down on the foam, image on top, and then press on the lines you want with a pencil. I got this set of Puska, however you say it, pens in recently and haven't really had an opportunity to bust them out yet and test them. This project seemed like the perfect chance to try them. They're acrylic paint pens with decent coverage and a wide range of colors. Basically, from here it's like a coloring book, and I try my best to get the closest color that I have within the markers to use. They made quick work of the task once I had all the basic colors down. I went over it all with a black pen for my outlines and then hit the borders and edges with some Christmas green. My die-hard paint job took a little longer than the other ones and was done much in the same way. To get the transitions and color variations, I just dabbed on some of the paint with the pen and then used my finger to smear and blend the colors. John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, has a scene where he crawls through a vent so that he can go around the bad guys that are, holding everybody hostage, and I need to make the vent that he goes in. Just a couple of rectangles should get the effect across. I put my character on the foam and get a general size of the background and the frame for the vent. After painting the vent black, I sped up my dry time with a heat gun turned down to about 200 degrees or so, and then hit the surface with some silver rub and buff. I draw on a couple of little details to give the vent some dimension and glue my McClane into place. I know you saw the red foam in the beginning and thought, when is he going to use this? Here is when. I need to glue on a string to help hang the Christmas ornaments onto branches. I glue on the red and white string into a loop on the back of the character, then using the thin red 2mm foam as a backing and a support to the string, I glue the things into place. Once glued on, I cut off the excess and call these ornaments done.
And we are finished. Here is the end result. Overall, I think they turned out pretty cool. Definitely an easy thing that you could do, especially if you've got that trace paper, but you could easily just, draw them on there. You're freehanding it yourself. It just kind of made it a little more easy. I knocked out 10 of them in about 4 or 5 hours total, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I could easily have done at least a dozen more of my favorite movie holiday related things. I know I didn't cover nearly as many as I would have liked to, but it is what it is. And probably one of my favorite ones of all of them was this one. A Christmas Story is definitely one that we watch every year, and just to trigger some people, because I know how, oh, Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. I mean, it takes place at Christmas, so does Gremlins, but, it's whatever. Maybe you'll try and make one of these yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to take some scrap material and make something cool out of it that you will decorate on a Christmas tree for years to come. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some...
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these, tell them, much props. I think we need to go hang these on the tree, so peace out.
If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and want to continue seeing builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.